Hello everyone, this is Jeanette. Now, if you wonder what am I talking about, well, I'm talking about workplace bullying. This is what I've been doing for the past year since June 2011. I've been talking about my experience at New York Presbyterian Hospital. As a matter of fact, I have created a website in which I have reenacted step by step the things that I have been through. Check it out, how to deal with workplace bullies.me, and leave a message. Subscribe. Now, I'm making this video to talk about a particular employee, a CNA that was hired a year after I was always been, always I was already in the unit. Her name is Andrea Richard. Number one, before I even get to that point, I want to make sure that I tell every one of you that New York Presbyterian is not number one hospital like the media wants to make you, make you believe. It is the largest organization. It's a very large organization with 19,000 employees, and it's being funded by the most financially sophisticated individuals like Leona Henley and Maurice Greenberg and a few others. But it is not number one based on what had happened, based on my personal observations. Okay, we're talking bullying, number one. Okay, forget about that. We're talking about neglect. Patients were being neglected, sitting in poops and urine for hours while the nurses are sitting on Facebook in the report room. The director of nursing, she has no sense of leadership. She knew what was going down. She just turned a deaf ear because that was convenient for her. Poor management, and so forth and so on. Okay, I could go on and on and on and on, but I have been talking about that for a year or so. Okay, now today in this video, I want to talk about the CNA, that particular CNA, what she had done. Now, I have never had any physical confrontation anywhere I worked because I don't think that's proper for people to fight on the job. But it was okay for New York Presbyterian to hire someone who was willing to do so. She came in 2009. That was after I was hired. Lousy, lazy, manipulative, gossiper, the whole shebang, classless. Based on those qualities, she was welcomed with open arms by the group of nursing, Kimberly Lake, Erica Stanley, and then Marriott Kamla, whatever her name is in the list. I mean, because she can create a riot in the New York Minute. At first, I used to communicate with her, but when I realized that she's not my typical co-worker, I avoided her like a disease. But she was like a mosquito. She didn't get the message. So finally, in September 7th of 2010, September 7th, 2010, on the eve of my birthday, I worked. I was going to be off for the next 3 days. So I was ready to go home after the end of the shift because I was on my way to have a good time in Philadelphia. That was that's what I was getting ready to do. I took a different route to the elevator. As I was getting in, she was 100 feet away. She saw me getting in. She ran. I pushed the door closed because I didn't want to be bothered. I didn't want to be I don't want to be in the same proximity as her. So she ran. She held the door open. People, as soon as she stepped in, she said, "You bitch!" Very loud. She screamed, "You bitch!" While patients were waiting 2 feet away to have procedures done. I was totally flabbergasted. I knew she was classless, but I didn't know she was capable of doing that. So what I did, I was, on my cell phone checking my messages. I ignored her. She held the door. She figured, I was in a hurry. In other words, she purposely did that to aggravate me. But you know what? No, I was good. She held the door, thinking, okay, I was in a rush. Well, she's gonna make me wait. She was calling Kathleen. Kathleen's another CNA. It was together with her. She left Kathleen behind. She ran. Kathleen came. She got in. Kathleen, this bitch! I didn't say a word because it is not my style. The elevator stopped on the second floor. Another woman who used to work on 6th Central got in. She said, "Oh, Marcel, come on in, this bitch." I didn't say a word. They were there. They knew what had happened. They're not gonna be my witness, but they both knew what had happened. I didn't say a word because if I said anything, it would have spoiled my holiday, my birthday, and I was gonna drive to Philly that night. I didn't want to have her on my mind, so I totally ignored her. And most amazingly, when I reported that to Human Resources, a woman named Rachel, guess what Rachel did? She came in probably a month later. She called her first to make sure that she was okay. To make sure that okay, whatever you did, we're good with it, and called me at a later time. When I went in there, I was in ENSA, the new manager's home office, where they all laugh about it. They basically changed the subject. They continue, they made it convenient. I mean, I was pissed off, but I caught myself in time, and I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna lose my cool. And that Andrew and Richard had never been reprimanded. So I want Dr. Stephen Cohen to know that's what happened on 6th Central, where Patty was supposed to be the director. She didn't do squat. She didn't do squat. She knew what was going on. The nurses were very lazy, sitting on Facebook. Patients were being neglected. One other thing. There was hardly ever a blood pressure monitor. That's what really pissed me off many times. Number one hospital, my ass. There was never a blood pressure monitor. They're like refurbished. Come on now. Number one, I don't think so. I do not think so. And I love NYP. Okay, I love the hospital, but 6th Central, wow. I mean, well, that's where my nightmare came true on 6th Central. So that's what I wanted to know. I wanted to tell whoever is watching this video, that's what happened. And that doesn't take away the fact that it is still a good hospital. They have good doctors because they get money for that. They have good doctors. And if you have any issues, go there. But you know what? My experience, wow, it is not number one. Okay? Later.